Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's a Tuesday, February the 26th. Cannot believe this month is almost done. It's National Pistachio Day. I like pistachios. Do you like pistachios?
I do.
Now, when I was a kid, they were red for some reason. I wonder why that is.
I don't remember.
Do you remember they were like a pinkish color? They were salty? I don't know. Maybe it was just a brand that my dad got. I have no idea. Also, National Tell a Fairy Tale Day, and it is Spay Day USA. So, dogs and cats, today's your day. Also coming up later in the program, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. I love chatting with your dad. He cracks me up.
I do too. He's the greatest guy on the planet.
He's a darn good guy. We're going to chat with him. And I have a link because there are some shirts that were made. If you're a big fan and you want a shirt, there's a link on our page to get those. JohnandHeidiShow.com. So you imagine people showing up with a Tuesdays with
Charlie shirts.
I think it's kind of funny. Thanks for listening on a Tuesday.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the Weird Gift of the Day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. A new study claims to have discovered why more women die of heart attacks than men.
Because they put up with men.
Yeah, there's probably some truth to that. I think that I haven't read the study, of course, but if I were going to do the study, I would just assume that part. Pretty sure. Women, you have to put up with us. I'm sorry. But I have a link if you want to read all the details in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Credit cards. For years, I didn't use credit cards. We paid off all of our debt and we quit using credit altogether. But then our credit score went down. It was affecting our insurance rates. Not sure why, but that's tied to your credit score. I'm not suggesting you rack up credit card debt just to rack up credit card debt. But my wife and I now each use a credit card and then we pay them off every month. It's helped our credit score. But not all cards are the same. Some cards are better than others. If you'd like to find one that's the best fit for you, check out BetterCreditCards.net. That's BetterCreditCards.net. And this is your brain on drugs. A New Jersey man was in Vermont and he bit a state trooper.
What?
Yeah, that is bizarre. He was at Jay Peak Ski Resort, and it says they called for a police officer because of an unruly, intoxicated man. He was very aggressive towards guests. He was really, really drunk. Daniel Syzdek, S-Y-S-Z-Y-D-E-K. How would you say that? Syzdek? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's the guy. He would not go quietly into protective custody. He bit one of the troopers while being placed into custody. He kicked another. So it says he was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and assault on law enforcement. So not a good plan, but he was, quote, an unruly, intoxicated man. And that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Jennifer Lopez, also known as J-Lo, and Aaron Rodriguez, also known as A-Rod. They're doing an extreme diet of no sugar or carbs for 10 days. I guess she's got a new role where she's going to be in a movie as like an exotic dancer, and she needs to make sure her body's in tip-top shape. So, do you think you could do no sugar and carbs for 10 days?
Oh, for 10 days I could, yeah.
I think I could for 10 days. Not all in a row, of course. I mean, for the rest of my life, I could, carve out 10 days here and there. Harvey Weinstein has reportedly come out of hiding recently. So there's Weinstein spottings all over the place.
I didn't know he was hiding.
Oh, yeah. He was, holed up in a hotel, hiding from the public for about a year and a half.
Isn't that how he got in trouble in the first place?
Something like that. I'm not Let's just move on. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the Desert. Hear awesome 80s music from Scandal, featuring Patti Smythe, A Flock of Seagulls, Richard Page of Mr. Mister, Tony Lewis from the Outfield, Pretty Poison, Thomas Dolby, and more. Also, meet people from your favorite 80s movies, like Robert Hayes from Airplane, E.G. Daily from Valley Girl, and more. May 3rd and May 4th. Get more info now at 80sinthedesert.rocks. Use promo code RADIO to save $25 per ticket.
Now, your scoop of the day brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. If you've ever had a roommate or a spouse or a daughter or a son or a daughter that likes your ice cream, you know this could be a really handy little gadget. Ben & Jerry's has like these little pint containers, but I think it fits on other containers as well. It says here, you can stop the thief in their tracks with the pint lock.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
They're available for $10. It says it will save you a ton compared to replacing your ice cream every weekend. I don't know that that's necessary.
Who needs new ice cream every
know.
weekend? Who
No.
eats
And
that much ice cream?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you put one of these pint locks on a pint of ice cream, if I still want that ice cream, I don't know if you know this, the entire thing is made out of cardboard. I could just cut a hole in the
I
side
couldn't
of
even
it.
tell you how many times I have thrown away ice cream because it's been in our freezer
yeah.
for so long and it's just covered in ice
Crystallized.
crystals.
I've done
And it's
that. I've looked
disgusting.
in
We
there, I was
don't
like,
go through it fast enough anyway.
So we don't need a lock? No. I didn't think so. I'm pretty darn sure we don't need that lock. Because here's what happens in our refrigerator, or our freezer rather. It either gets eaten instantly and is gone, or it's the kind that nobody likes, and then we move it 3 times.
Yeah, when we move.
We have moved food before.
We
shouldn't do that.
We have moved food. Well, you don't throw away food when
There's
you're
some
moving.
stuff we've moved more than once.
That's true.
Do we need these Brussels sprouts? Are we ever going to do anything with these? I don't think we're doing anything with these. Doctors in India say a man nearly died after eating 2 nails every day for several
What?
weeks.
Why?
They surgically removed 99 2 to 3 inch nails from his stomach. I don't know. He maybe was trying to do a video or I don't know what he was doing. For some reason, he just thought it would be a good idea. And was it a good idea, Heidi?
No.
No, it was not. Don't eat nails. Can't believe we even have to say that. A Tennessee Dunkin' Donuts employee saved a man's life when she performed CPR on him after he collapsed in the parking lot. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
That is a hero right there. So, person was having a heart attack, or was it? Doesn't say heart attack. Where did that come from? A person collapsed in the parking lot. The Tennessee Dunkin' Donuts employee went out and saved this person's life. So
That could have been our good news.
that could have been our good news, but we have good news coming up. That's on the way. Before we get to that, a new report says your phone and your TV are tracking you, and political campaigns are listening in. So they're watching all of the data that you stream. So if you're on certain things like Netflix and all of those kind of things, they're checking to see what do you watch, and then how can we infiltrate that, and how can
Is
we
anybody
use
surprised
that?
by this?
No,
Because
I don't
I'm
think so.
not.
A friend of mine was talking about how their phone, because like right here, I have a phone sitting right here, hopefully silenced so it doesn't ring and I get in trouble. But while we're talking, they're listening the whole time. The phone is, because you can say
Well,
certain things.
you've got things in your house like
and those
Alexa.
kind of things. So if you have
They're
one of those-
listening all the time. Otherwise, she wouldn't hear her name.
yeah. So there are people who are freaking out about that because they're thinking, oh, they're trying to spy on us.
They
Don't
are,
have one
and you're
then.
allowing them to.
Yeah, but I'm saying don't have it then.
If you have a problem with it, yeah.
Yeah, so we have one in our home, one of those, I won't say her name again because that really, if you have one, it just keeps like perking up. Huh? What? I even said the word election, and then that thing
That's
came
not
up.
what you said.
That is too what I said. So it was like, huh? You talking to me? No, I'm not talking to you. So if you happen to have one of those things, we have one. We just put it in our kitchen. Because we're like, I don't want it in here where we, I don't want it in other
You
places.
don't want it in the bedroom.
I don't know where else I want it. So, gonna move on. One last story here. A woman in Chile is wanted on kidnapping charges. She's expected to appear in Sydney, Australia, in court on Wednesday for an extradition hearing. She's wanted in Chile for kidnapping. So that's not
Yikes.
good. What a bum way to end things. We should have ended on the positive.
Yeah, with
fun
the happy,
stuff. Yeah.
life-saving story.
Or ended on that one where that device is listening to you all the time. It's kind of a bummer story all around. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? Afraid to open your own mail or even answer your telephone? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. You have rights. and we'll make sure you get them. Call and speak with Mike Habib, the tax expert who will handle your case at 877-78-TAXES or online at myirs.taxrelief.com. That's 877-78-TAXES or myirs.taxrelief.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday. Just because we can, we pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
That means it's Tuesday.
Well, it is Tuesday, yes.
After a crappy weekend, it's Tuesday.
Why was your weekend crappy?
Well, weather, just crappy.
So, you know what you need to do? You need to move where it's not snowing and yucky all the time.
I need to be a hermit in the desert by myself.
By yourself? You gonna leave Mom behind?
Yeah.
We'll come visit once in a while. like he'd give us the address. So what kind of stuff we can learn about today?
Hey, do you know approximately 2/3 of all U.S. households have at least one frozen pizza in the freezer?
You know, I think we usually do. I don't think we do right now.
No, we don't. It's been a while since we've really kept them on hand.
Our son had them in there, or somebody did. There was a whole stack of them for a while.
Well, I normally do too, but I'm apparently out at the moment. Well, I guess we're in the other third right now.
Yeah, we're in the minority.
Absolutely.
Somebody had to do it. And then in Shangri-La, a group of embittered singles purchased all odd-numbered cinema seats, forcing couples to sit apart on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's not nice.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh.
Wow.
That's what you get for going to the show.
Bitter much? Jeez. Can't imagine why they're still single.
It's a shock.
What a brilliant idea. You know then that lady that writes books, what's her name, J.K. Rowling or whatever?
Yeah.
J.K., J.K. Rowling.
You know, she was the first and is still the only author to become a billionaire.
No kidding. That's pretty cool.
It's all about that one dude, isn't it, her books?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
that dude.
That dude.
I'm a book reader, you can tell.
I can tell.
Didn't you call him Furry Potter one time?
If you ever get in a group of 23 people, which I know for you would be tough,
Yeah.
there's a 50-50 chance that two of them have the same birthday.
No kidding. That's pretty cool. So 23 people is all you need for that?
Yep.
Gonna have to get some friends.
That's why I say you're going to have a hard time.
I know. It's gonna be tough.
Oh, hey, 4 times as many people are killed by ants every year than are killed by sharks.
No kidding. Ants?
Like
Killer
fire
ants.
ants.
Imagine
Our
that.
ants, killer ants.
Ant Week.
Yeah. Ant Week on the Discovery Channel.
Yeah, Naked and Afraid, they always have fire ants on there.
Do they really? See, I don't watch that
I don't
show.
watch the show either.
I would do that show once. I'd run around the jungle naked.
Till the fire ants get you.
I'd do it. Not for 21 days.
Just for an afternoon. More like 10 minutes.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
This is right up my alley, too, because I do this. Being forgetful is not only normal, it makes you smarter.
Really?
Yep, that's why I'm so smart.
Yeah. You must be a genius.
The main function of memory is to improve decision-making, and forgetting elevates details help you to be more intelligent.
Well, there you go. See? Charlie. Genius.
As much as I forget, I'm probably the most intelligent guy you know.
Yeah. Then again, we already discovered that we don't know 23 people. So,
So it doesn't say a whole lot.
you're in the top running of the finest of the fine. You ready for a question from us?
Oh, you got one for
I
me?
do, yeah. Now, I should have actually asked this last week for Valentine's week, but, I missed that, or was that a couple weeks ago, whenever it was. What % of women send themselves flowers on Valentine's Day?
35.
No, it's a little less than that. 15%. 15% of women send themselves flowers on Valentine's Day. I think that's really kind of sad that there should be somebody sending those to them. There was a really cool story that we read about a guy that delivered flowers to all the single ladies in his town. Like
I thought that was so sweet.
There were people that were, what do you call it, widows, and I thought it was really a cool thing.
What he want? He was looking for something.
No, he just wanted to be a nice guy and make sure that they all got something for Valentine's Day.
No, I'm not buying that.
He was
You may
single.
believe
Gave him all
that,
his
but I
card.
don't.
Hey, I'm single, just in case you.
Yeah,
I don't know that he did that.
here's my address.
Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Well, next time we'll do it, maybe the weather be a little better.
There you go. How about next Tuesday? What do you think?
Let's try it on Tuesday.
Okay. Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Credit cards. For years, I didn't use credit cards. We paid off all of our debt and we quit using credit altogether. But then our credit score went down. It was affecting our insurance rates. Not sure why, but that's tied to your credit score. I'm not suggesting you rack up credit card debt just to rack up credit card debt. But my wife and I now each use a credit card and then we pay them off every month. It's helped our credit score. But not all cards are the same. Some cards are better than others. If you'd like to find one that's the best fit for you, check out bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Microscopic mites live on your face.
Ew.
I'm just getting itchy just talking about this. It says, don't freak out, but your face is crawling with 8-legged little spider-like
Ew.
creatures. Fortunately, they're microscopic. Now you're itching, too. They're microscopic. They're teeny tiny, and they're impossible to see. But the mites, it says they are mites with long worm-like bodies.
Oh.
And they'll climb back into your hair. Now my hair is itching. And walk around on your face.
Yeah.
The two of us are scratching and itching all over the place. Oh, he said, no, I got an itchy ear. That's not a fun fact. This is torture. All right, this is your fun fact for today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the desert. Hear awesome 80s music from Scandal, featuring Patty Smythe, A Flock of Seagulls, Richard Page of Mr. Mister, Tony Lewis from The Outfield, Pretty Poison, Thomas Dolby, and more. Also, meet people from your favorite 80s movies, like Robert Hayes from Airplane, E.G. Daily from Valley Girl, and more. May 3rd and May 4th. Get more info now at 80sinthedesert.rocks. Use promo code RADIO to save $25 per ticket.
Now, fear this. Heidi, it's time for fun with phobias. Hagophobia. Hagiophophobia. Hagophobia. What do you think that is?
I don't know.
Hagophobia. It is the fear of saints or fear of holy things.
Okay.
So I would not have thought of that, but there's probably a reason they called it that, but I don't know what that reason is. But that is today's fun with phobias. Hagophobia.
Halophobia would make more sense.
Yeah, that would have made more sense, but it's not. It's hagophobia.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the weird gift of the day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Let's take a look at what today's weird gift is. It is some like outer space sand or something. I don't know. I don't get it. I guess that's why they call it weird news or weird gift. German court has ruled that a dog owner is not fit to carry a firearms license after his dog shot him with his rifle.
I saw this headline. I did not read the article, so I don't know.
Well, after this happened in 2016, they took away his hunting permit and his license to own his rifle. And then now he's gone back and he said, hey, I want to apply to get that again. And they're going, no, we don't think you're
How did
qualified.
the dog shoot him?
The gun was laying on the seat, and the dog stepped on the trigger and moved forward, and it pulled the trigger.
Okay.
But they're saying the court ruled because it must be assumed that he will handle firearms and ammunition carelessly in the future as well, he was not able to get that. He can appeal the verdict, but they're probably going to still say no. Bizarre story. That's some weird news right there. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. UFC fighter Polyana Viana robbed at gunpoint, but she fought back and beat up a man with a fake gun. A man who attempted to mug a UFC fighter was left with serious facial injuries when she bravely fought back and restrained him until police arrived. She's a Brazilian mixed martial artist. She was outside of her apartment in Rio de Janeiro, and a thief approached her claiming to have a gun, demanding she give him her phone. Well, the 26-year-old, who's fought twice for the UFC, holds an MMA record of 10-2. She realized that's not a real gun, so she defended herself and successfully held him until the police got there. She held him in a
Atta
chokehold.
girl.
So there you go. Bad idea. That's today's moment of duh for sure. Why would you, of all the people, I mean, you shouldn't mug anybody. So why would you mug
No,
a
you shouldn't mug
UFC
anybody.
fighter, an MMA
Well, did he
champ?
realize that she was?
He knows now. It's today's moment of duh. Credit cards. For years, I didn't use credit cards. We paid off all of our debt and we quit using credit altogether. But then our credit score went down. It was affecting our insurance rates. Not sure why, but that's tied to your credit score. I'm not suggesting you rack up credit card debt just to rack up credit card debt. But my wife and I now each use a credit card and then we pay them off every month. It's helped our credit score. But not all cards are the same. Some cards are better than others. If you'd like to find one that's the best fit for you, check out bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net. Now, these three things. Heidi, tell me what do these three things have in common? Sports page, Broadway musical, and a movie. What do those three things have in common? They all have what? A sports page. What do you look on the sports page for?
News.
Like sports. What do they usually have? At the end of a game, they give you the what?
I don't know.
Scores. They give you scores.
Oh,
A Broadway musical
score.
has a score, and a movie has a score. So they all have scores. Sports
Okay.
page, Broadway musical, and a movie. They all
At least
have
those all do
scores.
really have something in common without adding another word to it to make them have something in common.
You don't like it when she gets them wrong.
I just don't like. Well, I got this one wrong, but this one makes sense because it really is something they all have in common.
I agree. These
If you
three
don't add
things,
that other word,
my
they don't
best
have
way to
anything in
frustrate
common.
Heidi each and every day, right here on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of 80sinthedesert.rocks. I always say that slow because I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong, because they same people who have 80s in the sand. I think we mentioned that the other day as well. Great people, a lot of fun. And this is the first time. We've been to 80s in the Desert twice. Mm-hmm. This is the first time they've done this event. It's in Las Vegas, and it's coming up on May 3rd and 4th. All the details at 80sinthedesert.rocks.
And the same crazy bunch of people go to all of the events, and so
yeah.
you get to see them every single time you go, and it is a blast.
Fun. It's fun. If you use promo code radio, you get a little discount. Again, 80sinthedesert.rocks. Here's the really cool story. A Guardian officer has saved over 200 people from jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. So this guy's a police officer. He's not saved one, not two, not three. 200 people now who were going to jump off the bridge, and this guy was there to talk them down. And his name is Kevin Briggs. He never thought that his job would help him save over 200 people. But he's been dubbed the Guardian of the Golden Gate Bridge. And it says here it's one of the world's most notorious places for people to jump and kill themselves. I didn't know that. That's kind of sad. But he's been there, working there since 1994, 200 different times he's had the opportunity to get somebody to come back. He says, I think my approach right from the start was wrong, just to walk up to those folks and start talking to them. Now what I do is stand back and I'll introduce myself. I'll say, hey, I'm Kevin, or I'm Kevin, I'm with the Highway Patrol. It's okay as well. But he said, I always ask, can I visit with you for a bit? I want to get them permission and empower them. But he talks about how, all of these different people that he saved. And then people have come forward saying, you know what a difference that's made, and thank you for saving my life. Mm-hmm. So many times when people think that there's no way out, if you just give it a moment, you'll find out that, boy, things are going to get better. So I think that's really cool. It's 200 people he saved. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
I've got a link to that story. It's our good news. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.